What is good, YouTube? We are back with another banger for y'all. Today we got 9 to 5 workers versus streamers. Debate what is harder. I mean, shit, in the comments below, what y'all think harder? Me personally, I mean, I want to be a streamer, so of course I feel like I'm going to think that shit harder, but I feel like any nigga could get fired from a 9 to 5 and go pick up another one. You really only get one chance with this streaming shit. But
work is harder? That is so rude.
All right, can I talk? Listen,
So it's dangerous.
Listen, bet.
Your job is you would have to go to work.
And went to school, and still...
And paid rent?
Yes, I still worked.
That's your choice. You're
high. You're hungover.
You guys are playing video games. I play video games.
that's another thing, nigga. Most of the time you gotta work and do this shit. Like, work and...
Games on my spare time.
I don't even enjoy streaming anymore. What's up? How's it going?
Same old different day.
Okay. All right. So my argument here
Hey, give me 1 second.
is
Let me
that
put these shit in my
streaming and
headphones.
social media creation is harder than a 9 to 5.
Nah, it's not facts, bro. 9
good?
to 5 is way harder, homie.
Why do you say that?
Because you gotta get up every motherfucking day, go to the motherfucking bullshit job, and slave for fucking pennies.
See, that's the thing is you're right. You get up every day, you go through the motions. You don't have to get a good night's sleep. You don't have to be focused. You don't have to be locked in. You wake up. You go, you flip some patties,
Nah,
maybe you sign a few envelopes,
Nope,
answer a few
nope,
phone calls.
nope.
With streaming and social media creation, you have to be on your game 24/7. It's like a switch
No,
that never
when you're a
turns
mail
off.
carrier, I'm a mail carrier, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. I get treated like shit every
Mail
motherfucking
carrier.
day.
We
I'm
have to
still
deal with
slaving
thousands,
every day.
tens of thousands of people
Bullshit.
critiquing every little thing we do, every
Man.
decision we make, every thought
You
we
guys
have.
got it made, man. I wish I had
We
it made
don't-
like y'all.
We don't have to
I
go
wish.
sign a few envelopes and put them in a mailbox.
Man,
We
you
have
got
to
it
be,
gravy, bro.
What's the next trend?
Because
What's the
the
next
shit I
idea?
go through every
Oh my
day,
God, I have to
got
stream
dogs,
today.
And I got dogs that want to bite my ass
And
every
you have
day.
lunch breaks. You have lunch breaks. We don't have breaks. We're on 24/7.
You got
high energy.
That's something I don't agree with, nigga. Fuck no. You might not got a break, but your whole job is a break. Like,
24/7.
I wish I could be at home like you and get back and get paid
I don't
big
even.
money.
We're not even at home. We're walking around.
Man,
We're walking
I
around
wanna
doing
do
things,
all of
going
that
to
because
parties, doing
the
all this
shit,
stuff.
I gotta slave just for not even 100,000 a year. I gotta work double overtime. Bullshit.
Okay, what about this? You're guaranteed to get paid. You have a
No, I'm not.
steady rate.
If I don't work, I don't get paid. It's simple as that.
Yeah, but you have a guaranteed pay.
Guaranteed pay if you
No,
work.
I
That's
don't.
your decision if you don't want
I
to work.
gotta work at the job for
If
years.
I don't go live, I don't
Just
get paid
to
either.
collect.
We don't got to deal with people spamming L's.
Yes, we have
Huh?
people in the
Oh,
chat
God.
spamming L's. Oh, this is bullshit. We don't like this video. We have to create content. Imagine you have to be high energy. Oh, hey guys, how's it going? You
Hey,
guys like this stream?
That's me 24/7. I'd rather do that.
So why don't you become a streamer?
Man, that's what I want to do. F that. F this 9 to 5 shit.
If streaming is so easy, how come every single person in this seat is not a streamer?
People are lazy. They want to put in the work.
That's their fault.
I'm not even trying to dick ride, but most of these people were like 40 before streaming even became relevant.
I get called fat all the time.
Oh, so what? I can call fat and chubby. All my homeboys call me chubby, fat,
Well,
whatever.
That's your homeboys, though. I'm going to keep it a buck. That's a homeboy.
Yeah, and you right, homeboy. You right. But check
Whoa.
this out. My nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go out there and get that bag.
I think she's got something she wants to say.
Oh my gosh, wait, we're seeing a flag.
Unfortunately, these flags are actually useless. We decided to use a timer instead because we suck at explaining things.
I just want to put this out there. If you can't tell, these niggas rage baiting. So please don't get too caught up in these niggas bullshit, cause these niggas is rage baiting like fuck.
So you raised your flag. Is there a reason you did
Yeah,
that?
because I was actually a cook for 15 years. So that means for 15 years, I had to get up practically every day, get dressed, go to work, and I had to deal with not only adults, but I also had to deal with children.
We deal with children every day, too.
We deal with tens of thousands of children and adults.
The Lacey Thugs are. Do you not know who the Lacey Thugs are?
I can't go out in
Professionals.
public without 10 kids coming up and asking for a picture. Do you know how hard that is of a life?
Isn't that
That is
special?
difficult.
How long do you think this is going to last?
Forever.
Forever.
You think this
hopefully.
is going to last forever?
I hope so. You just proved my point for me. I don't have that
dickhead,
security that's going to last forever. Having a job, being
That's
a
why you
cook,
gotta
you
grind.
have that security of, oh, I have a job, I have a degree, I have this. This could end for me tomorrow.
Hypothetically, if you all of a sudden you lost all your followers. What would you do?
I know what he'll do. Get up.
No, I'm asking
Trigger
him.
warning.
I'm asking him. What?
What do y'all think he would do? Hey, what do y'all think these niggas would do if they went broke today? I'm talking
Job.
$0.
If you lost
Or not
completely,
$0, not $0, but they lost all their fan base and they couldn't make a steady flow of income off what they was already making a steady flow of income. Basically, if you didn't see a DAP being a streamer, you see that nigga working in a warehouse.
all your YouTubers, you had nothing. No one watched you anymore. I didn't even watch you anymore. What would you have to do? You would have to actually have to go to work. Oh my God, did I just cuss at you?
That's a slur. If
No, that
I
is a
did
slur,
lose all my
gang.
followers, I would
Chill
probably
out.
buy a couple houses and start my real estate empire.
Okay, so then you would have to actually go to work. You would actually have to go to the
And
office.
I would think that would be a much
Niggas would definitely be Lowe's workers. I'm talking, hey, I done did it before. Like, now, put that brick in the back of that truck and get the fuck moving, like, for 14 an hour. And you make some tips. You do make some tips, but...
easier job than streaming.
You gotta go into your setup though and sit in front of studio lights and read the chat and be interactive.
But
And
no, he
God,
lost
this-
everybody. He lost
I'm
everybody.
gonna stop pot. This light is bright as fuck. And this shit is actually pissing me off.
He has no followers
That's
whatsoever.
you're-
He would
you're-
have to turn
yeah,
around.
but you're proving my point.
You would have
You're
to
proving
turn
my
around.
point. You're proving my point on why this is harder because I
Lighting's still
could lose
good.
it all tomorrow.
Lighting's still
You could
good.
lose it tomorrow.
If let's say you're a cook, right? Let's say you got fired.
The lighting look good.
Hundreds of people lined up. You can go cook over here, cook over there. You could
be a private chef.
You could be a private chef. Exactly. I don't have that security.
I was a cook in the school system. I cooked all frozen food.
But you still cook.
You still cook. You go cook for another school.
I think I saw a flag right here.
Flags. I see red flags.
I'm gonna have to back late. Yo, Lacey, it's the truth.
Knowing the flags is useless makes it even funnier.
I think something you guys aren't taking into account. Say we get a brand deal, I gotta post on an Instagram story. I gotta go find the 4 Loco cans. I gotta make sure I get the 4 Loco can. And
Not to mention,
You have to do work. That's the way it has to do work.
it ruins our Twitter impressions too.
I gotta
are
tag them.
impressions.
And then that goes into falling off.
My name is Rhonda. I'm a registered nurse from the South.
Nice to meet you.
From
Rhonda.
Pine, 35 years ago, I decided to go to nursing school because I wanted to be a creative, I thought. I loved fashion, I loved acting, I loved singing. But in the South, whole lot of racism. Back in the 60s and the 50s, people didn't give a rat's ass if you created something, and they wouldn't support your business. So yes, a 9 to 5 is much harder. I had to work 7 to 3, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I had to support my daughter.
Rhonda,
You get
Rhonda,
spoiled.
can I ask you a question?
Nope.
Have you ever done
You
it?
get spoiled. No.
Rhonda,
You
Rhonda,
get spoiled. Your mama and
Rhonda,
daddy keep
Rhonda,
giving
we all
it to you.
struggle growing up.
Because
Guys, I got a
did
question
it.
for Rhonda. I got a
did
question
it.
for Rhonda. Rhonda,
Yes.
have you ever done a subathon?
What's a subathon?
30
Dead ass.
days straight,
24
hours a day.
day and night. No break.
We all streamed.
That
for-
ain't even healthy.
You're talking about working 7 to 3. You have 2 30-minute breaks throughout that. You get to go home after.
I ain't gonna lie. Rhonda do gotta chill. Rhonda gotta chill. Rhonda got to chill. She was about to swing on Lacey ass. But this is my whole argument with this shit. I feel like a subathon is of course gonna be harder than a normal job. You're on camera 24/7. But like an average day-to-day work is definitely harder with a 9 to 5. I can't lie. Damn, whoa. Anyway, yeah. No, we almost had to block that. We almost had to kick that nigga. But yeah, no, I feel like a 9 to 5 is definitely
Afterwards,
harder.
see your family, relax. We were on camera 30 days straight, no personal.
What
life. You know how
day
hard
were
it is
you a registered
to
nurse?
have.
When did you get a break? You clean boo-boo?
When have you ran a
You-
3-minute ad?
You
When have you
clean
ever
up
ran? You
vomit,
never ran a 3-minute
You
ad.
pass trays, you short-handed. You
Talk
don't-
about the
I
fake
would love-
relationships that you have.
Oh my God.
Now
It's fake
think
on
about
social
this.
media.
Think about this. Imagine
Sure.
every little person. We call them parasocials. They judge your
Parasocials.
relationships. You can't go out to dinner or have a girl take a picture in your car without them finding out and judging
got
you
caught with
based
my
on it.
ex
I
in
got caught with
public.
my ex, and I got treated like I was a pedophile for it.
But
Yeah.
mental health. Mental
We
health.
all
When you
been-
stop
been
caring
there,
about
done
what
that.
people think and what they say about you. Do you. Do you. And that's a big problem with younger people. You care about what people think, social media, what they say about you.
Word.
That's our job.
You said you're a nurse, right?
35 years.
What do you think's harder? 24-hour open surgery, like when you're helping with, the doctor, et cetera, or a 24-hour stream?
24-hour open surgery.
Oh,
You're
brother.
short-handed.
We're saving thousands, you're saving one.
We gonna get Ron. Word. Let's get Ron up out of here. They gonna have Ron this bad.
So you said 30-day subathon, right?
Yep.
My argument is that none of you guys actually.
This nigga don't got no job? What is the whole argument here? He don't got no job. Alright.
Did any of the work during that, and it was all your filmers, your
he part of the
editors,
face team?
your producers. All these
Word.
people
This
back
nigga look like Lacey Cameraman. What the fuck?
here are the ones doing the work. You guys just show up and have fun.
They didn't do anything.
It's a group project.
No, because here's the thing.
Well, that's bad takes.
That's bad takes. That's bad takes. That's bad takes.
They wouldn't have any work if it wasn't for us, though.
I would even go as far to say as every person in this room, we keep them employed as well. Because here's the thing, we get sponsors from these companies that have 9-to-5s, right? These companies, hold on. These companies are not viable without
that was
influencers
crazy.
to push the brand and keep them in business.
Have you ever worked a real job?
No.
So how would you
See,
know?
I have
No.
worked a real job.
What was your real job?
I worked 8 months. I worked a double. I worked Walmart and Panera at the same time for a
Why
year.
is she laughing? Bro, she's making me mad. Why is she giggling? I actually feel like they're wrong.
Stable Ronaldo streams are very high energy. Alright, so each of them get a round. I didn't know that, so that was Lacey's round. How y'all think Lacey did? Do y'all think Lacey portrayed the work of a streamer correctly or no? Cause I ain't gonna lie. Me, if you want to be a streamer, I feel like you understand the difficulties behind like becoming a streamer. Yeah, but I don't think that it's any deeper than like working a 9-to-5. It's a streamer mindset. Word. Definitely a streamer mindset.
Hi, I'm Chris.
All right, Chris.
Why do you think a 9-to-5 job is?
So I'm assuming they just not saying these niggas jobs because ain't no way they came to this video without a job.
It's not
I don't
harder than what you
understand
do.
that.
Well, you're guaranteed to pay.
Guaranteed to pay.
Yeah.
And that makes it harder?
Yeah. No, it makes it easier for you
Makes
guys.
it easier
Yeah.
because we have a guaranteed pay.
100%. You have
Makes
security.
it easier
Talk about
for
raises.
Makes it easier for 9-to-5 people to have a job because their pay is
Yeah,
guaranteed.
when you go to work every day, everyone's
So you're
like,
basing the ease of a job just on somebody getting paid regularly? Is that what you...
well, let's just say that comes to perspective. If you say someone who works food, if you someone who works at
Lacey definitely should have rage bait a little bit more. He could have had Rhonda as literally throwing some shit. He could have had Rhonda as literally throwing some shit.
doctor, it's obviously different. But if you're talking abroad, 9-to-5, someone who doesn't need a degree, yeah, it's way easier than being a streamer.
How so?
Well, it's because you're guaranteed, and you don't need
Hey,
to do
Jason's
crazy
stupid as
knowledge.
fuck.
You don't need to go to school for most jobs, like certain things, like a 9-to-5. If you wanted to go work at Foot Locker, I could go to Foot Locker, apply, and then next thing you know, I'm selling shoes for pay every single hour.
So according to you, a job is easier or harder based on the guaranteed pay? That's one aspect of it.
Working
right?
at
Yeah.
Foot Locker,
Okay.
working at a job like Panera or wherever Lacey is,
shit.
is easier than a streamer. Yes, because a streamer you have to come out
Mm.
with ideas. You have to stay relevant. There
Oh,
was
we're talking about ideas now. Okay,
Yeah,
we're
what do you-
talking
what-
about
Z.
pay.
Okay, so what do you want to
that's
start with
one
though?
way that
But it
it's
doesn't
easier.
make. But
Well,
you're not
you
even.
started with
You're not
pay.
even.
Pass
You
that
keep
to bro.
switching it. So why
I'm
don't you
not
answer my
switching
question?
anything.
No, you 100% are. So how is it harder if you're guaranteed to pay? I worked for 4 years of streaming. I didn't make $1.
Well, what's your definition of hard?
Hold on.
That's the thing. It's
Should have said something racist is crazy. No, hold on, Zay, lock in. 99 Zay got to lock in. That's crazy.
like what
Stuff
is
that you need
difficult.
creativity. You need to
Okay.
get out of your circle, comfort
Sure.
zone.
Yeah.
You need to be able to actually make people believe what you believe in the sense of like, oh, this is good content. Do you watch any TV shows?
I watch YouTube.
Okay, you watch
Much
YouTube. So it's the same thing. So the people that
Absolutely,
you're
yeah.
entertained by are the people like us, just for a different audience.
That's true, but you're talking about entertainment as a job. We could talk about entertainment.
This is entertainment,
as a job.
but this
yeah,
is entertainment.
Entertainment
But
is
So well, hold on, before they even finish this, is he about to say there's a difference between streaming and YouTube? I mean, of course there's the obvious principal differences, but they're both content creation at the end of the day, and yeah, if you want to go on a grander scale, they're both entertainment, both in the entertainment industry.
Question to
doesn't
you
have
is
any
why
guarantees. Absolutely.
So do you truthfully you can sit here and think that working at like a Foot Locker or something like that, I'm just using that because that's the best
Sure.
example,
Yeah, yeah.
is harder than a streamer?
It depends on what you are saying the word hard means to you. Because
In the
there's
sense of
hard
everyday
physically,
activity,
there's
because some people
hard-
around here said, "Oh, I got to wake up at 7 a.m., 8 a.m." Oh,
Yeah.
okay, we have to do the same thing.
Sure.
Some people do that.
And you deal with
Streamers can choose when they wake up. Let's be fucking for real.
yourself.
No, we deal with millions
when
of people.
you're creating.
Hold on, am I
that
getting rage baited? Am I getting rage baited, Loki? Okay, I was about to say, he almost got me. No, he almost got me. Because Ron looks so dead ass.
content, and you have your phone.
Okay.
You're dealing with you and yourself in that phone.
Okay, so what happens?
You're not dealing with
Not true.
coworkers, and you're
That's
not.
not true at all.
Badly?
I have an
Alright.
editor that I pay who
Alright, I'm
relies
going to stop getting rage baited.
on me. If I stop doing
Which
any
is
type
later.
of content, he loses
So
a
when
job.
you go to your job, when you go to work, rather than punching a card, you pick up your phone or you turn on a camera.
Okay, so when you punch the card, let's say, who's above you? Your boss, right? What happens if he just takes the business and he says, "Oh, we're not doing it anymore"? You lose your job.
If the work is picking up a phone or turning on a camera as opposed to going in with a bunch of people and having to multitask tasks you have to do throughout your shift
Yeah.
and deal with your
Tasks you gotta do
coworkers
throughout
and
the stream.
interpersonal thing. Tell me how much you do of that stuff while you are actually doing your job for however many number
Okay,
of hours
perfectly.
that you are talking and typing and shitting and eating and all that stuff that everybody's watching you do.
Go ahead.
No, but there's actually a mental aspect.
I understand that, yeah.
No. Let me hear me
Yeah,
out.
go ahead.
Camaraderie. Like you have like a group of people, like friendships, relationships, which is the most
Sure.
important thing in life. So do you build that with your coworkers and stuff like that?
Sorry, bye. See you later.
Seeing a lot of flags.
Damn. Did that nigga just rage quit?
What's your name?
So I'm Angelina, and I work as an executive assistant.
You're right. You're right. She's right. She's right. I know. She's right. She's right. I'm not gonna lie. She's right. She's right. 9 to 5. I'm looking at that.
All right, so you guys were talking about the mental aspect, and I thought that was really interesting because as someone who works a 9 to 5, technically it's a 10 to 6, but I still have to clock in a certain amount of time. I come home, I'm too tired to cook. Fortunately, I have a beautiful girlfriend that does all of that stuff for me when I get home. But if I didn't, I would have to cook for myself and get to bed in time and wake up in time to commute back to my job. You guys talk about how it's hard because there's a mental aspect. And I understand as someone who's been on social media a lot that you get
How long have you
berated.
been on social media? Just to get broad.
So I actually did content creation starting at the age of 14. When I moved to LA, I gained like 10,000 followers off the bat, and I was very young, and I started working with different brands.
Okay.
I totally understand the mental aspect. It's just that you guys can afford to say, hey, I'm gonna go wherever for 2 weeks, and that can be content, that can be your job, and you actually get to relax and travel the world and have other
So
opportunities.
you're just saying a lot of points.
There's no relaxation.
Just so I can answer a couple.
Mm-hmm.
So you were saying like to go back to the beginning. You were saying like you could.
Bro, why see? Yeah, it might be rage baiting. Nigga said, no, nigga rage quit. But it might be rage baiting, but Jason deadass look like serious, like. And I get what he's saying. Like, I mean, it's a lot of mental aspects that come into like being big and shit like that. What Drake said, I wake up to public statements about my private life, like. That's definitely a big ass fear.
You can manage like your time with like relationship. Was that correct? Like you have your girlfriend when you go home. Like
I fortunately have.
Nigga, if you get caught eating some booty on camera, it is over. Like it is over. Yeah. Not me though.
A
Not me,
support
though.
system, but I every day like ask myself how I would
so
have
I'll
been
give you
able
a
to do it
perfect
without.
example. So you said 14 you started. I started at 16. For about 3 years, I was making money, and it slowly went super up, and then all of a sudden it went down. Right?
Yeah.
I lost everything, fell off
was about to
completely.
k-
About to kill myself. It's a real story. This is a real story. This isn't a joke. Why are you smiling?
We've all been there. Every 9-to-5 worker has been there.
So
That's
going
why.
back to what you said, how you have a support system. I moved across the country from my parents at the age of 19, lived alone in an apartment, was paying a certain amount of money every single month, and I was losing money. I wasn't making enough money to pay my, like I had money in my bank for my rent, but I wasn't making more
I deadass got a homeboy like this, so I kind of see where he coming from.
than my rent.
Yeah.
So I was losing.
You were in the red every month.
I was in the
I
red
got
every
you.
single month. Girlfriend broke up with me at the time, so
Deadass.
alone
Double whammy.
across the country. So it's like when you're alone too and everything's going down, where's my support system?
I don't like why she laughing, bro.
So I have a question.
Why
You
is they
said that
laughing?
for the
Like,
first
hold
4
on.
years you started
That's
streaming, you
weird
had
as
no
fuck.
income.
They
How
tryna
were you
rage
able to
bait them?
survive?
I lived with my mom. I was 16.
So that to a certain extent is privilege.
That's privilege.
Privilege?
But my mom.
I feel like that's a very heavy topic. I ain't gonna say
Mom,
that.
how's that privilege? For you?
Nah, fuck that. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't think it's privileged to be living in your mom's house at 16. I feel like that's, if you're not living at your mom's house at 16, there's some issues.
Privilege
with,
because
yeah.
you have the
It's not
support
you.
system to
You're
have a
not the
place to
problem.
live.
Well, at 15, 16, I would hope I have parents that would.
Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
but a lot of people don't, and they have to
What is
take
that?
9
That's
to
a whole different
5s.
discussion. So a lot of people don't have houses.
A lot of
when they
people
working
don't
9 to
have
5s?
families that support them or
But
accept
that's a
them.
whole different conversation. What does that have to do with the 9 to 5?
Because they still need to survive. So the fact that you were given
So
the
how did you move to LA?
I moved across the country as well with my mom when I was 15 years old.
Do you not think that's privileged?
I mean, we moved into a 1-bedroom in Santa Monica and shared a trundle bed, so.
Okay, well, I was reselling shoes to afford my mom's mortgage and everything.
I get it. I've definitely helped my family out in times where I was able to, but I also had to have my family support me in order for me to have certain opportunities to make money in the first place. So if you didn't have content creation, what would you be doing?
It's a great question. I don't know, because I didn't set my goals that way. I set up my life to that. I know I would do what I want to do. If we all got paid the same, every single month, let's say, just in simple terms, we all got paid $100,000 a month, a crazy amount of money. Would you guys still, truthfully, I'm asking a serious question, would you guys say that all of our jobs are harder than each other, truthfully?
Yeah, if she was a nurse, she had to go to medical school for years just to be able to have her
But
foot
she
in the
knew
door.
that she was getting security because she was going to be a nurse, correct?
Not secure.
How is it not secure if you knew what you were going to do?
Nothing's secure.
Nothing's secure. You just proved my point. But you just proved my point.
No job is secure, but content creation gives you the ability to have those savings, to have an audience. And even if you do lose all your followers one day,
Yeah.
even if
Let's
you
say I
lose,
lost it all tomorrow.
you still have residuals of your previous viral
But that's-
videos. Even if people are hating on you and
that's not
shitting on you,
necessarily-
that's still adding to what goes into your pocket.
There's literally doctors who do one surgery and make hundreds of $1,000s.
Because they were trained for decades and they had to go to
So
school.
were we.
You went to school to be a content creator?
Streamer University.
I've seen that clip online. That shit funny.
How you doing, bro?
Good, how you doing?
Alex.
Gabe.
Gabe, how we doing?
I'm doing good. So first of all, I want to say I do respect all of you for what you do. I mean, you guys do work, but you do not work as hard as people who have a regular job. I mean, that I do know it for sure. It's very clear. People have to wake up and do their routine over and over again. It's not a daily thing, it's a weekly thing, it's a monthly thing, it's a yearly thing, it's a life thing. And if they screw up, they lose their jobs. And they always have to be careful because if they do something weird, they say something weird to their coworker, their boss, they're gonna lose their job. If you lose some followers because of something you say, you'll get other followers. And you have a large following enough where there's enough of a range of perspective.
Hold on, but I got a genuine question. I genuinely want to ask the chat this. Nigga Jason was trying not to laugh, but I genuinely gotta ask, like, dude, did I just forget what the fuck I had to say? All right, my fault.
That people will always be on board for you as long as you're producing content. People who screw up at their jobs and lose their jobs, and maybe there's a recession, there's not a lot of jobs, as could be now, they get potentially homeless or worse.
You ever heard of cancel culture?
What's that? Yeah, of course I've heard of it. But how many people have been canceled and came back? I mean, it happens all the time. Your boss is not going to be loyal to you if you don't get that thing in on time 5 times.
Okay, but check it
you're
out.
done.
Okay, so listen, but to be able to get that loyal following of people that do follow you,
Yes.
you need to build that over years
Okay.
and years
Okay.
and years and hours of
Okay.
trust
All right.
and communication
Sacrifice.
and intimate relationships with your audience.
Okay, so
that's not something that's just given to you.
Nigga said, look at my lawyer yapping. Nigga is funny, bro.
You don't just fall into 1 million subscribers, 2
Of
million
course
subscribers,
not.
3 million
Of course
subscribers.
not. It takes work for sure. But like what you guys are talking about in terms of like the toll it takes on you, a large part of it, and let me tell you something, I'm a little older than you guys, so a large part of it is just
I'm a little older than you guys. Like, shut your bitch ass
general
up.
angst from being young, and you just happen to have a camera in front of you and like talking to people or whatever. But at the same time, like you're doing exactly what most people are doing, which is dealing with life stuff, and that's normal. Like the mental toll that it takes dealing with people and getting comments and this and that, that's what everybody deals with. But you don't have to wake up at 6 in the morning and get to your job and then be there and like be on the whole time, no matter what. Anyone who has a 9 to 5 has to do that.
I said, what do you do?
Well, I'm a college professor, so I have to do that same
So
sort
you
of.
just gotta come in and teach the same shit for the next 10, 15 years?
Yes, you're right.
Come on, bro.
We have to-
You already know what you're doing.
We have to produce new shit every day.
For me in particular, to Silky's point, you're a college professor, so you're essentially reteaching the same curriculum. The same
That I had to take
what I'm
years
saying?
to learn, but
you know
yes.
what I'm saying? But I started making content when I was 12 years old. I started out playing Call of Duty trick shotting. I
You were-
don't think
okay.
anybody in this room could hit a crane shot. I don't know if anyone in this room could quickscope.
I don't know if
So
that's
I had
something to
to-
be proud of, but okay.
Them niggas. Tell them niggas. Them niggas
I had
couldn't
to
hit
do
no
that for
crane
4
shot.
years,
Okay.
right?
Niggas
And then I'm
couldn't
like,
hit no
okay. Then I had to do YouTube for 4 years,
Okay.
right?
All right.
And then I had to do FaZe Clan, build FaZe Clan out, fix FaZe Clan, and then
Okay.
do streaming.
Okay.
So
And with how many people helping you?
How many people helping me?
Yeah.
Come on now.
For which stages?
Yeah, all of them. There were a lot. You had a team.
Oh, when I was trick
Was
shotting-
it just you? Like
No. It
Okay.
was just me. There's receipts of this.
It wasn't built on the shoulders of anyone?
There's receipts on YouTube.
Who the fuck?
Okay, well, where did
What is
YouTube
this
come
nigga
from?
When I was
How did
13
YouTube become so
when I was
easy?
13
Because
years
a
old.
bunch of people worked their butts off 9 to 5, making it a thing.
That's
and
what
if
you
it
did
was
in
the
previous
best-
movies.
There's less. All right, I'm
Didn't
just
exist. You couldn't press play. You couldn't press record,
So the fact that
and
you
then
have
just talk.
The fact that you have a campus to teach on, then
Yeah.
boom, there you go.
Right, but I also
have
had to
a
spend
campus to
years
teach.
earning my credentials and mastering.
And I did it.
Come on, guys. Your credentials are playing video games. I play video games on my spare time. Come on, guys.
So you
Video
just want to
games.
get paid to play video games. It's okay. We understand.
Oh my god, niggas are yo, I'm getting this close every time. Oh my god, yeah.
I'm Vicky, and my perspective is coming from a hair and makeup artist, physical job. Doesn't seem like any of you guys can even compete with the physicality.
brother.
You guys just
I know how to do a 3-strand braid.
Just sitting on your butt and talking into a microphone
know.
is
So
very different.
So wait.
Very different than having to get up in the morning, carry all of your gear. You've got to carry all of your hair, makeup, all of your supplies. You have to haul it around, get up early in the morning. You stand on your feet all
Bet.
day. You never sit down.
I hear you, I
You're
hear you. I
built a
breathing in.
house.
You're breathing in toxic chemicals all day.
All right, can I talk? Can I talk?
Hairspray.
Listen, so you're
So it's dangerous.
Listen, bet.
Your
Just
job
chill,
isn't
chill.
dangerous.
So
your
thing
job
is-
isn't
your thing
physically
is
taxing. You're just talking into a
So
microphone.
bet, listen. So your whole thing.
doesn't get fat.
Your whole thing is we can't do what you do, right?
It's not
No, no,
physical.
no, but-
I'm saying that
I
a
just-
9 to
y'all let
5
me talk for a
job where
second.
you physically have to do
So-
some hauling around stuff.
So
and
physically, I physically
you're
can't
just
haul
talking
around
into a microphone.
bags of like makeup. You physically could never trick shot. You could not hit a crane shot. You can't 1080. You can't hold a controller
Talk to
and
him.
make a 200K montage.
Talk
You
to
can't.
him, man.
No one in here can.
Come on, man.
None of you could.
But you
none
can
of
go carry
you-
some
None of you
some
could
hair and makeup.
physically
And you have
go
to do that for 12 hours a day.
Yes. Actually,
He's
yes.
taking 4 days to hit a trick shot. He's taking 4 days to hit a trick shot.
Actually, yes, I would have
Hours
to
a
do
day.
that.
And then your day is
Yes,
never
I
done. When you're
would.
done doing that, is your job done? Do you have to go shopping and replace
No,
all of the things
wait.
that you use?
No. Listen,
You have to
Vicky,
clean
listen,
all of
Vicky.
your
You
gear.
don't know about dry streaks. You don't know about hit markers.
But when you're done, you're
You don't know
done.
about if the Elgato wasn't on.
When you're done,
No. What? If the Elgato wasn't on, if OBS wasn't recording, niggas don't know the pain, game, bro.
Oh my God, disable
Elgato?
resample.
If I rendered my video in Vegas and I sent the editor the clips without disabling resample.
Oh my God.
My montage is fucked. Your main underlying argument here is what you do is physically
Daily, day to day.
Okay. Your main thing is what you do is physically more taxing and hard than what any of us
And
do.
dangerous.
I could say the same thing. You cannot physically trick shot. You could never. I would go as far
Okay,
as
so how many hours a day do you trick shot?
I don't think.
How many hours a day do you trick shot? How many hours?
When I was trick shotting, it was 12 hours a day. It was however long I needed to. However long I needed
12 hours a day
to. However
trick
long I
shotting?
needed to hit a clip.
12 hours a day, every day.
5 seconds.
And that clip is.
He carries a Barrett 50 cal and he jumps off of stuff.
I would have to get on Call of Duty, turn my sense all the way up to 10-10. I would have to get to last. I would have to pray to God that he would be in the right spot, throw the concussion. Now I gotta have my rotation
Hey,
down.
stop laughing. Jason said stop laughing. This nigga right here said stop laughing.
Dead zone. Talk about the dead zone.
Talk about dead zone.
Stick drift.
Stick drift.
Thing is, for the most part, but that is not all YouTubers that are doing something physical. A lot of it is just talking.
Yeah, but she also said it was dangerous. We could walk around IRL stream and someone could rob us or kill us.
I gotta.
Wait.
They're laughing. That's happened recently.
I've gotten a pumpkin thrown on my head by a crackhead.
Crackhead ran up to him on stream, almost
Recorded his thoughts.
Oh shit, I forgot to be reading this shit. Silky is a high end. Nigga, y'all could read. Y'all could fucking read. Come on, bro.
My name is Thelma. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I am very occupational. My last job, I worked with librarians, elementary school children. I have been an executive secretary, legal.
Very quiet, peaceful.
Yes,
That's
yes,
like that.
all that. You know, because it's who you are. That you know, we create social media all the.
What was her name? Selma? Oh, Velma? Velma? What the fuck is on her head? The fuck?
Last job, I worked as a
It's on her
librarian
head.
with elementary school children. I have been an executive secretary, legal.
Very quiet, peaceful.
Yes, yes, all that. You know, because it's who you are. That you know, we create social media all the time because that's what we are. We're 9-to-5ers, and we interact and have energy with people. Where I don't think that you guys have that.
We have energy.
Are you serious?
You have false energy because you're
False
across the
energy.
screen. You're not interacting with people like we do.
So what are we doing right now?
Interacting?
What are we doing right now?
You're doing it now because we're doing a video.
Wait, isn't she debating for us? That's making it harder for us.
Do you know that there's millions of people?
Now I'm not gonna have all y'all gang up on me. Come
There's
on.
millions of people who watch the video
Yes.
who save lives every day.
Yes.
Probably more than doctors.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
There's people that literally
Okay.
stay alive because they want to watch our videos.
You know about going out to the clubs at night, staying out till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning so you can get dressed.
So you was
to
having
get-
fun.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so
So, but I'm saying is like you guys don't do the interaction. You don't touch people like this.
okay. Now
What kind of shit's going on?
go to the club, you get to put some shades on, and you go by your day to work. We can't do that because we have thousands of people.
But is
You're
that your
drunk,
choice?
You're high. You're
But is
hungover.
that
Just
your
get off
choice?
screen. We don't want to see you like this.
But is that your choice?
We don't like you like this. Why are you doing this?
But is that your choice? You chose
You don't
that.
like
You
when I
chose
smoke?
this
That's
life.
the thing. We can't. We
And
can't
that's
do
what's
what
happening
you do.
now. That's what's happening now with the whole world. It's a total disconnect.
You don't
When
like
you
when
have
I
a
smoke?
9-to-5, you dealing
Let me know.
with people. You touching people's hearts.
We deal with
so
people's
my
Word.
no, you are not.
Do you know how many bands we need a day?
I think. Look, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, and I respect what you do.
Do you
because
watch
I
any
think,
entertainment?
Oh my
Of
God.
course I watch.
So do
entertainment.
you ever,
I got kids.
wait,
I got grandkids.
Do you ever laugh? Do you ever laugh?
Of course I
So
laugh.
then they
We're
interact with
touching
you.
them.
But the interaction is
Did
not
it make
real.
you feel better?
When I'm
Did it
watching
make you- wait, did it make you feel better?
Then what make me feel
Have you
better?
ever
It all
watched-
depends on
have you ever been
it all
entertained?
depends- it
Have you
all
ever been
depends
entertained and
on
been like,
what's coming.
oh, I feel good?
Some of it is fake. Some of it is fake.
You're not answering.
She really not talking about
I'm
me.
sitting on millions because I worked at Costco's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's get a little young again.
Okay.
I'm Robbie. I'm a server at an Italian restaurant.
Come on, bro. Life's easy.
Oh, that's not fair.
He has the same menu, makes the same food every day,
First thing I'm gonna say is nobody's gonna say being a nurse isn't hard, because my aunt was. That is the most difficult shit. How are you gonna disrespect your mom like that, dude?
No, she is right now.
You're gonna disrespect your mom and say that your work is harder? That is so rude, honestly.
She works okay, at 2 hospitals.
Let me ask you something.
She said it's mad easy. She could work at 2 hospitals.
No disrespect. No disrespect.
Robbie on some bullshit.
I'm not your target audience. So break it down for me, because I don't even
Hey,
get
we got 5 viewers. That's mad. That's W max viewership. W max viewership. Fuck the bullshit. Clap it up. W max viewership.
Let me ask you something.
You just said I'm not your target audience because I'm black. That's what you just said. You don't want to watch me because I'm black. And this is what I'm talking about. It's harder.
He has to get judged every
I gotta get judged every day. Everybody thinks I'm a hoodlum. I'm a nice guy.
He's a jolly dude.
I can't get a job because I got taxed. I used to work at Costco's. I had the greatest 401k granted to me. That means that when I retire, I get the biggest stipend of my life. Do you know I could just sit there and just meat pack all day just to really realize that, what, maybe 20 years I'm gonna be sitting on millions because I worked at Costco's?
Yeah, Will.
Okay. I didn't have to interact with nobody, just packing meat.
Yeah, Will.
Come on, bro.
Is what you do fun?
I mean,
Do you enjoy what you do?
if I make it fun,
Do you make it fun?
I could make it fun.
Yes or no? Is what you do fun?
Not everything's fun.
What isn't fun? Break it down for me. What do you do in a day? We'll swap stories. What do you do in a day?
Okay, so it's very stressful, right?
Not fun at all. Because this dude was talking for 20 minutes about playing video games.
Whoa.
Oh.
It sounds like you're jealous, I'm not gonna lie.
You on his deep.
Robbie jealous as fuck. Robbie want to play video games. You're not telling me Robbie don't want to play no fucking video games.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
that was sarcasm. You didn't read it. No, I'd like to.
No, listen. Listen to the time that I wake up. I wake up maybe 3, 4 p.m. Know what I'm saying? I'm already drowsy because I just smoked the night before. You know why I gotta smoke? Because I just deal with thousands of people. I don't even like people.
I'm dealing with 5
I
niggas.
gotta deal with thousands of
And I love all y'all.
them.
No, let him.
No, let him stay. You gonna stay for this, right?
Wait, but you still haven't described what you've done other than smoking pot and waking up at 4.
Okay, waking up at 4 p.m., right? Now I wake up, I gotta brush my teeth, right? Gotta make sure, cause I got a lot of comments. Now, you know, he don't brush his grills. What does his real teeth look like? I gotta make sure that my yeah.
He's got Chanel earrings like a bad bitch.
And there's girls in his chat too sometimes. So
Yeah.
you
This,
don't-
you know what I'm saying?
See him.
I gotta make sure I'm freshly saving. I'm not saving for this video. I already know what's gonna happen. It's about to be negative comments. Yo, save that little scruffy shit on your face. Cool,
Think he got fat.
Now I have to game Marvel Rivals for probably 1 to 2 hours before stream. You know why? Because I don't get to game it for after work. Like I could just game it after work, bro.
No
I
energy.
can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't just do that, right? After I do that, now I gotta sit here and plan with somebody what I'm gonna do for the stream today. Oh, looks like we got no content. All right, let's see if we can just scrub
Guess
something
what?
around.
No content, no money.
No content, no money. Now look, probably by 8 or 9 p.m.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. We get the gist of it. Niggas is rage baiting. I don't even want to get bored, stuck on the same shit for too long. We finna watch a little body cam video. I'm not gonna lie, we gotta get into some deep shit. Oh, actually, no, I did want to watch this because I haven't watched this.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
watch
all.
this real quick.
I'm with it.
Okay. All right, so what does y'all mean? We need you to kill Nintendo.
What? Nigga, did you listen? That's not what we said.
Well, I think that's the fastest way to handle the situation.
But we're not gonna kill nobody. That's crazy.
Man, this Xbox looking soft as fuck. Y'all think you gotta get some more?
All right, look. So they're saying the Switch 2 sold 3.5 million units in 4 days. Do you know how hard that is?
So y'all want me to kill Nintendo because y'all hating?
Kill? No, just follow.
No, hold on, ain't nobody hating. These niggas is lying, and that's just me using my deduction skills. Triple platinum in a week.
PlayStation and Xbox? Definitely a PlayStation, nigga. Y'all PlayStation or Xbox? And if you y'all PlayStation or Xbox? I ain't gonna lie, I need to